What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking care of the intake manifold on the good old Civic. I'm here at my storage unit to pick up the intake manifold gasket. Alright, we just got to my boy's house, so let's get started. Alright, after a few bolts, we got the throttle body out. And now it's time to take off the fuel rails to get access to the intake manifold. So now that we have the fuel rail disconnected, I got all the nuts off the intake manifold. Just disconnect a few more lines, and then from there, we just pop the intake manifold right off. Boom. So there's going to be a bracket underneath that's held on by two 12s. Once you take that off, the intake manifold should just come right out. Okay, so just like that, the intake manifold is right out and to the garbage. Once the intake manifold is out, you gotta remove this intake manifold gasket, which, let me tell you, it's not fun because it's kind of like a paper material, so it takes forever to get this fully cleaned. And we're using razors. All right, after everything's been cleaned up, this is gonna be the new intake manifold gasket. We're gonna pop it in. And then here we have the new intake manifold itself. This is a Y8 manifold. So we're gonna keep the automatic throttle body, throw it on, and then reuse the throttle cable, and it'll work just fine. All right, here we got the intake manifold gasket, and then now we just slide in the new intake manifold. We're currently making a bit more progress. We have all the fuel rails in, we're connecting up all the lines, all the injectors are seated. What we did realize is that we do need to extend a few more hoses. So this bottom one we need to extend, and then there's another one somewhere. I'll figure it out, and then we got to extend that one. With all that being said, we have the intake manifold connected. We have the throttle body connected. We have almost all the lines connected. So now what we're trying to do is trying to figure out where these plugs go, because I believe we might need to extend one or two. One thing I forgot to mention, we do have to undo this throttle body cable cam, and then we have to replace it with the Y8 one. So do that while the intake manifold's off, because it will save you a lot more time. So far we got everything going. This is how we routed the throttle cable. Everything is on, running currently. Right now we are just burping up the coolant, making sure there's no bubbles in the air and stuff like that. So we'll kind of see where we go from here. Hopefully this resolves the idling issue, but I guess we'll just see. So right now everything's going. Now the only issue is it's still having this idle issue, as you can hear. So we found out that it's probably going to be the injector seals. Every time we spray MAF cleaner, the idle clears itself out, only on the injectors. So we're going to swap that out next, and hopefully maybe that'll fix our issue. So we tried our best to do everything that we could. We swapped out the intake manifold. We're still having this issue. Now we're running into an issue where the car is having crazy blow by. As you guys can see, the valve cover is leaking, and I know it's because of this bolt and this bolt. So the next time we work on this car, we're just gonna pop this valve cover out, set the valve lash, fix the bolts, and then we're gonna check timing, because I believe the timing is slightly off. And also we're gonna end up running this back into the intake. I know a lot of people run it like this, but we're just gonna run like this. We're gonna have to buy a new hose, and hopefully that fixes the issues. The car is older. The motor has around 240,000 miles, so the amount of blow by is somewhat normal, but it's the fact that it's going out everywhere and getting everywhere. Hopefully we're able to fix this issue. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, just leave it down below on why the car is still surging, because that's like the main issue. We also noticed that the injectors are, when you spray brake cleaner like on each of the rings, the idle kind of fixes itself. We might think that the injector seals are leaking, so that's also gonna be the next thing we're gonna check on. If the car continues to surge after that, I'm honestly not too sure, and I might just give up trying to figure this out and just wait till I put in the new motor. And like I said, if you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, feedback, just let me know down below in the description, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.